Howdy, guys. Welcome back to the Left of Str8 Show Interviews, the premier podcast that shares the stories of our amazing LGBTQ community and, of course, fantastic straight allies, all from entertainment, foodies, books, music, and advocacy. I'm your host, as always, Scott Fullerton, and let's start talking. Welcome back, everyone. Today, I'm delighted to welcome Alexandra Swarons, a multifaceted talent in the film industry, known for her work as an actor, writer, and director. Alexandra's made significant contributions to our LGBTQ plus cinema, notable projects such as City of Trees, Looking for Her, and now the latest endeavor, The Holiday Club, is a queer holiday rom-com that explores the evolving relationship between two friends over the course of a year, celebrated through various holidays. The film is currently available on Tello Films as of tonight. And of course, we know Tello is a platform dedicated to lesbian and queer content. I'm excited to delve into Alexandra's creative journey and the inspiration behind her latest work. But first, let's take a look. There we go.
Hi.
Bailey.
Bailey's Bakery.
Yeah, not super innovative.
But alliterative.
Come on. Oh.
Do you think she meant girlfriend like how some people call their friends their girlfriends?
How did she say it?
My girlfriend doesn't like trying my pastries.
I think she has a girlfriend.
How'd you get your cupcakes green?
You tried one?
Mm-hmm.
When?
I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd finally come and check out the shop.
Do you want to try something?
Yeah, it's the only reason I came in here.
I'm gonna prove to you, girl, I ain't messing around with your heart. You'll be my one and only love. One love, baby.
Let's go.
All right, we are back. That was the trailer for the latest movie by my very special guest today, Alexandra. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. We faked that. I didn't watch the trailer, so.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on. Congratulations on the movie opening tonight on Tello. I've had Christine on before. I've had a lot of great filmmakers over there. Such a great corroborative kind of atmosphere to work with. So congratulations on the release.
Thank you so much. I think it's maybe pre-order that is up, but it's not out to watch just yet.
Oh, okay. Super. Yeah. I think it starts streaming like real close to when this airs. So we will kind of figure that out and get it out there for everyone in the links. But talk about a little bit about yourself. Tell me about where you grew up and what kind of a kid were you?
What kind of a kid was I? Oh, wow. I grew up in Sacramento, California.
Mhm.
I was, that's tough to put it into one thing. I was the youngest of four. Very expressive, I would say, but also when I was in school, I was not. I was just wanting to go home, really. Yeah, so I was expressive at home, and then a little bit, I would say even I didn't even try hard until maybe high school, because it was the point where everyone was like, this matters because this is how you leave this town. And so I was like, oh, okay, let me get a little smarter. Let me apply myself a little bit. And so that's what happened. But before that, I don't even know. I don't remember any of it.
That's a wise path to take, though. I love that. And talk about, I mean, you make these great LGBTQ films and everything. Talk about starting to find that community. Where did you kind of find your tribe in that community to be able to make these amazing films?
So I moved to Southern California when I was 17, and I was an actor for many years exclusively. And some stuff had happened it was before the Me Too movement, and I was just so young. I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. So I stopped acting at maybe 23, 24. I got a regular job. It was just, like anyone else. And I was working at a greeting card company, and I loved it. It was amazing. I had the best boss ever, and it was
Wow.
still in Southern California. But I missed acting so much, but I didn't want to have the same experience I had previously. So that's when I just I think I put an ad on like Craigslist or something. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure I did, for like a producer to help me put together some kind of web series. So then I started a web series, and it's kind of just snowballed since then. But because it's my writing and I'm queer, it kind of just made sense to go there and make stories that I see myself in. So
Did you find a kind of a community or a tribe in the LGBTQ entertainment area when you got there, or did that kind of come later?
um did I find it right away? I still am. They exist everywhere, obviously, but I'm still meeting great people who are becoming a part of it. But at the beginning, yeah, I was working with a couple different. I mean, it was such a small thing. It was four of us that shot that web series, and one of
Oh,
them was
wow.
the other actor. One was camera, one was sound, so that was it. And yes, they were queer as well. Sadly, that DP is in Spain. I mean, not sad for her, but she's now back in Spain. So I miss her though. She was so great.
And how the transition come from acting to behind the camera doing all the writing and directing? You always have that creative pull in the beginning, or was it just to create projects, or how did that kind of transition
Um,
happen?
I think it was that. I think it was to create projects, but I was a director when I was young. I've been thinking about these memories. We did a lot of camera stuff when I was a kid.
Right.
My dad had bought some old video camera, and I just saw these films. Actually, it was my first queer role. I think I was like 11 in this video, and I'm on a date and I'm asking someone to like feel my muscles. And it was like my best friend at the time. Oh, it's so funny to see. But we did a lot of that. And I was always like, why aren't you taking this more serious? I was very serious about it. So, yeah, I'd say that I was doing it back then, but when I was acting, I didn't think of that world. I never thought, like, oh, I'm going to be a director, I'm going to write stuff. I've always written, though. I thought I was Harriet the Spy growing up. So I was always writing in my composition notebooks and things like that. But I didn't envision exactly where my life is right now, but I'm loving it. It's amazing. There are things that I'm doing that I'm never pictured, but have fallen in love with so much. So it's been really fun.
Oh man, that's so well said. I love that. Yeah, it's really when you do what you love like that, that's what kind of makes a difference. I mean, and it's called the holiday, but it's really over entire years of holidays, right? The holiday club. So
Yeah,
it's coming out at Christmas time, but not necessarily a holiday movie per se, right? Have
I
you
think
always wanted to make a holiday Christmas movie?
well, I have made a holiday Christmas film previously. So I have another film called Looking for Her that was very much Christmas. This one, I'd like to say the same thing, but these crows are really loud out here. Sorry. Uh, I think the producers would like me to say that it is a very big holiday film. I I want to say it's just about two friends who happen to have the backdrop of a lot of holidays, and that's
Right.
kind of how the passage of time works. We were supposed to do a Christmas film. Should I close the store?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna close it. Conversation. I think it's dinner time. So, um, so am I in shot? Sorry. Okay.
There you go.
Um,
So we were supposed to do a Christmas film.
yeah, we were supposed to do a Christmas film. I pulled that film and I still have it. I just think that one needed a bit of a bigger budget. I love that film. We haven't done that yet. So they were like, well, could you write something else? So I took, a week and a half and wrote this film, which sounds so bad, but I love this film. But I took that and I was like, I said, what holiday do you want? And they're like, I don't know, you pick one. And so I was like, I'm gonna put them all in there. So that's
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very much, I mean, it starts on Valentine's Day of all things and kind of ends on that too.
Yes.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's very much can be done for any of the holidays. And it's always a feel good time to have at Christmas
Yeah.
time. But I think it also makes it timeless. You have to think about that down the line too. You want to have a timeless film that can be good any time of year, right? So
Yeah, I don't know if I think about that much when I'm writing. I'd say that's kind of when it gets to the producers and things like that, that's when they're like, this is good all year long. We'll put it, I'm like, all right, great, cool, that's awesome. But I just I get to like the people and then I don't care. I'm just like, whatever we put in there is fine. We'll do a lot of set decor and like get that whole thing going, but I just
there
care
you
about
go.
the people and how they feel to each other and stuff like that.
And talk about wearing all those hats. I mean, writer, director, and actor. I was so impressed you didn't put yourself top of the bill. You gave Mac top billing there for it. I thought that was pretty impressive. But tell me about juggling all those hats and how do you find, is it enjoyable for you? Is it more work than you thought?
Yeah, I I don't care. I just like the work. I just like doing it. That's it. I had another question earlier from someone about how I direct myself when I'm acting. And it's not something I think about. It is something that just kind of goes and takes over. And because I'm directing it, I know the story arc. I know where we need to go. I have it in my head at all times. But when you get to set, you don't think about that. You think of like, who are you to me right now? And what are we doing? What are we expressing? And it just works. And I know that's such a frustrating answer, but you trust it at the end of the day. You do as much prep as you can. And then you're just kind of like, I know this story, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I've said that before too. I mean, if you're a writer and director, you know this character pretty well because you've helped create this from the ground up, right? So eventually it becomes just muscle memory of knowing from doing it, the rewrites and the practicing, setting up your script things. You know what you're going to do ahead of time almost, right?
Yeah, I think the coolest part though is just letting others come in and influence your character. I think that is so amazing. And also, Mac will tell you more about this, but how, as when I'm directing, and if I want to go off script, just to get a reaction out of someone, you can do it because you're right there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right.
it'd be funny. And because I was editing this one as well, I was like thinking of all those cuts already and things like that, but not in a my brain isn't that logical. I have a very just like, I follow my gut. I'm kind of like, whatever feels best. That's what will like get the end result from me. That's what will make the cut. And so when I was feeling things, trying to like get someone somewhere, it always just, it works in such a funny way. And they were like, did you mean to? And I'm like, yes, but thank you for like going along with it. It's such a weird process, but it just seems to work.
It works very well. Talk about the casting process. That'd be my favorite part, I think, is doing the casting. I mean, there's such a great cast in the film. The quirky bartender is fun. Everyone's there. I mean, you have a lot of fun characters in here. How do you enjoy the casting process?
Well, the bartender is, speaking of producers, one of the producers. We It wasn't a huge pool like in LA. It was a lot smaller. So for Mac, I think Mac got hired maybe like a week before filming. It
Wow.
was really late. Yeah, maybe like 5 days. I want to say it was very, very late. But I wrote this in January. We shot this in April. I think we were waiting to hear back from someone for a while, and then it just got really late. But I do like casting a lot. I think it's really fun. This process was um fast. It was
That's gotta be challenging putting things together that quick. I mean, and then you're like you said, you're not in LA, you did it near me, Ashland, Ohio, we talked about off air. I mean, you're planning all this, and of course, there's always different sets and traveling on location, but putting
yeah.
it together this fast and not knowing the location, that had to be very challenging. How do you kind of put all that together?
So I think I wrote it, I want to say late January. I visited Ashland in February. Maybe I'm getting these wrong. So I went to Ashland in February, looked at locations, had already written the film, added a couple of scenes within because there was this really cute spot I wanted to put in the film. And you will know what it is, but we won't say it because they dropped us because it was a queer production. But I wrote a scene into it just for that place because it's so cute. It's where we're sampling things. Maybe you'll know it from me saying that, but I don't want to like give them too much.
I think I have a pretty good idea, yeah, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of our locals will know.
So I um I I wrote this scene. I was like, this is gonna be so cute. I think I wrote a couple of scenes because I went and I saw these really quaint places. I mean, it's the cutest place. It's so cute. And I we get there. That was a funny thing because they dropped us, I want to say the day before filming there. And we filmed in a candy shop and we changed it to nuts. And I just threw out some adjectives to Mac and I was like, what about fruity and this and this and this? And Mac was like, yeah, let's go. But I love that scene. So I wouldn't have changed it. It's that
Nice.
happy accidents. Bob Ross, to quote Bob Ross.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah. Nice. Well, talk about, I mean, I think music plays such a significant role in every movie, but the music was just perfect for this. Talk about your music choices and how music fits into all of your work.
That's so kind because that was it when I'm editing, I'm so visual. I just want to hear, and I mean that's not visual, but I want to put it in right away. I want kind of everything there just so I can understand it a little bit better.
Right.
So I have a good music library that I go to, and just the same thing feeling. When I feel it fits it, I just put it right in. And I had found one of the songs. We licensed one song that wasn't from my library. That was Nice Try. It's a really great song. It's the Record Shop song.
Right.
And I had just been on Spotify. I always make a playlist for the films I'm doing. And so I was on Spotify and it was a recommended. And I heard it and I was just like, oh, this is perfect for that scene. And he's actually from somewhere up north. He had a 530 phone number. And I was like, oh my goodness, you're from home. So it was great. And he's wonderful.
It was great choices. I think they
Oh,
really accented it so well, and you did fantastic job. That's one of the things I pay attention to always is the music in a film because it
I
really
appreciate
can
that
make
so
or
much.
break it, right? Because you can have a great script and a great cast, and a lousy score will tank a film. But if you have
Oh my gosh.
it's like
Yes. Speaking of
crazy.
that score, Matthew Patrick Donner, I mean, we've worked together a few times. he knows my brain well, which is the biggest compliment for anyone, is just kind of knowing you. And we got together, worked at it, and it was just there. He just
Mm.
yeah, I give a lot of examples, but then he just like pulls it his own way and does his own thing, and my goodness, he's so talented. So
Ah, you
good.
guys pulled it together so well. I love that.
Thank you.
Now, the film explores a lot of evolving dynamics from the friendship into relationship, and the music not only helps that, but talk about what it takes to write that progressive so authentically, because very much an authentic story. You can really feel that it was something that would probably happen when you have this kind of relationship growing.
Um, yeah, I think that maybe is a big queer experience is the friendship. Not sure if we should go there or not. I
Right.
don't know if I've experienced it that much, honestly, but a lot of people around me have. So I've always wanted to explore that myself. So I just wrote about it and explored it that way.
I love well the tropes. What are the lesbian tropes? Right, they move in right away together. So I love the slow progression of it and
Oh,
everything, and being
interesting.
able to kind of
Yeah, like the
knock
whole
the norm. So
they go quick. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not well versed on that whole thing, but I know some friends who have will they, won't they, and I love that. I love an anticipatory unfolding story. I just think that's
right,
so great.
same here. We talked about Tello. Tello's a fantastic organization for spotlighting. I've had a lot of friends that have directed for there and everything, both male and female, and some great position there. But independent filmmaking is so hard to begin with, between the financing and the producing, and then the marketing for it and everything. How do you find all those aspects in such a hard place to be in films these days?
How do I find the aspects of it?
Yeah, what are the challenging aspects for you as far as promoting after you've put this film all together and everything, finding this great distribution and marketing levels? How much does
Yeah,
that kind of keep you up at night?
I'm gonna be really honest with you. Not at all. It doesn't keep me up.
Really?
I'm so sorry. I know it's not an interesting answer, but I don't know the world of social media. So I kind of make a film, I put it out, and I don't know if it gets watched or not. I really don't know much about that world.
Unfortunately, I know too much. I've been living through you the last couple of days with all your stuff, Death Becomes Her and everything. I've become a mini stalker already. So
Oh, yeah, I don't even know that world, so I kind of just put it.
and what do you kind of hope that viewers get from this? I mean, what did you get out of the filming of this, and what are you hoping your viewers get?
Oh, the filming experience was the most fun. It was amazing. I hope you can all I really hope is that you can feel that through the film. I don't want to push anything. I don't want it to I think that yes, it is a queer story, and we haven't had the opportunity to have very many films that are just enjoyable, just fun to watch. And I don't want to call it easy because that sounds almost like dumbing it down, but I don't mind that. I just want it to be comforting and fun.
And talk about, I mean, coming from the acting background, how does that kind of bring your directing and your writing involved? How does that give you a mindset to start with ahead of time, or how do you kind of work that into it? Is that even part of it? Is it just a natural progression?
It was very natural for me because I felt there was no other way that I would get back into acting unless I did something myself. And now I do act for different productions and things like that where I'm not directing, but to get that first push I wanted to be the one in control of that story.
Mm.
but coming from an acting background, I think it helped in every way. I think because acting is so much so you're present and feeling things and just kind of going with it. But then directing it's a different side of your brain. I would say you've got to get a lot together, but mine doesn't work probably the same as all other directors
Right.
just because I have that background. So I just do it the way I know how, and it's kind of just based off of what I'm feeling. I have a shot list. It sounds so like off the cuff, but I have a shot list. I have all that. But it is a visual process of me sitting down. I have to see this scene play out in my head before I can name what the shots are and things like that. And I think acting informed all of that.
Mm,
Yeah.
well said. Well said. And talk about, I mean, the film industry has seen a rise in LGBTQ plus representation. How do you see the evolution over the time going from actress to writer, director, and what do you hope your films play in this landscape?
Oh, I don't think about it. Huh. I honestly, I watch queer cinema as much as I can. I eat it up like everyone else. I get as disappointed as everyone else when someone is dead or someone is taken from us or someone has some kind of character lobotomy. Sometimes you're like, what just happened to them? I don't understand this plot line anymore. And so for me, it's just bringing nuanced people that feel real, even if it is a rom-com and it has all these like over the top things in it, but making it feel as real as I can. And I don't really think about what that means in the scope of other films or how mine compares or anything like that. I just hope that there is a little space for it. And there is, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, love that. What are projects we have on the horizon? Anything we can talk about before we start wrapping things up here?
I have 2 features that are finished that are trying to find a home at the moment. So they're
Nice.
out with a distributor just looking for their home. So
I
those
can't
are,
wait. You'll have to come back
you're
and
like,
talk
what?
about those when they find a home. You have to come back and talk about them. I'm so excited to talk to you. It's been so much fun. Let everyone know where they can find the film at. It's streaming everywhere, I believe. Does it have its own social media, or do you have your own production company they can follow you at, or where should
Yes.
people follow along?
Yes. A dear friend runs Violet Wave's Instagram, I believe. I'm like, is it called Instagram? Yes, it's called Instagram. Violet Wave Prod, I think. I'm hoping I get this right. I was, she told
We'll
me
put
not.
it down there just in case. We'll put it in the Chiron down below.
Okay. And then the film is out. I think it's on like Apple and Google and all those places, and Tello, where you can rent or buy for now. That's where it's at.
Well, congratulations on the film. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you
your
so
time
much.
with me today. I really
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you. That was so fun.
All right, well, stay on the line for me. Guys, we're going to have a special 5 questions with Alexandra next week, so be sure to look for that. We appreciate you tuning in every week to Left of Str8 Show interviews. We will see you next time. Have a happy holiday season. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Left of Str8 Show. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast distributor, and please give us a 5-star rating so more listeners can find us. You can follow us on social media, and be sure to check out our website for contests and other news and information. See you next week.